Jackson Hole, Wyoming, famous for its ski resorts, celebrity visitors, and being the gateway to Yellowstone National Park.
We landed in the freezing cold and were greeted by an archway of antlers. I've never been to a wooden airport before. We got to our lodge and saw that there were dead animals everywhere. Cozy. The place had kind of a haunted aesthetic.
What if there's a bear in our room? My body. I'm so cold.
Oh my God.
We headed down to the town square to look around. I think antler arches are a big deal out here. We ended up at the Silver Dollar Bar and Grill for dinner.
Tastes like brisket.
Really?
You know what? It tastes like pulled pork.
Pulled pork?
Like a pulled pork sandwich. Like a really good one.
It does taste like pulled pork. Wow. It does. What is that?
This is a buffalo elk spinach dip and cheese patty melt. Cheese on that. Pork shouldn't be on chips.
We wanted to try the local favorites, so we ordered the bison glizzy. This is a shaboing boing made of bison with elk chili and cheese on top. Jackson Hole is on some freaky business.
This is not a glizzy I'd ever swallow again. Ugh. A little different. The aftertaste.
Aftertaste, but
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the aftertaste.
look like you're in Blair Witch.
After dinner, we walked around more and got to see some wild deer at the park standing on business. Okay.
Good energy over
He
here.
said, "What's up? We ain't want nothing. We just wanted to say hi."
I'm not gonna do nothing.
Hey, sorry we ate y'all cousins. At least they added to an antler arch somewhere. The next morning, we hopped into a shuttle and got to see Jackson Hole for the first time in the daylight. And let me tell you, it is a beautiful hole.
We even saw a giant moose.
Oh, sure enough, Maya. Look to your left, baby. A moose. Oh, that's a giant moose. Weigh about 1,000 pounds.
We drove an hour out to the Buffalo Valley Cafe at the Heart 6 Ranch.
They provided hot chocolate, and you know hot chocolate in the cold always sets the tone.
We walked outside, and all we could hear was dozens of dogs.
They were so excited. We were about to go dog sledding.
We got in the sled, and before we knew it, we took off.
Bye, buddy. Good boy, Slick.
You got the glasses on?
One boy. One boy.
The dogs had to stop and handle some business real quick. They also got to play around a little bit. Respect.
Oh, ready, huh?
Let's go.
This was one of the coolest experiences. Too bad my palm is too little to indulge. Speaking of little, we were led to a shed with fresh puppies.
Mama's name is Candy.
Hi, Candy.
Naturally, that means her babies are the sweetest
Hi,
thing.
honey.
His name's gonna be Kane.
Hey, Kane. Oh. They were so adorable.
The puppy whisperer.
I know. Oh my God.
Oh, they're just adorable.
Adorable.
I feel like you should just freeze them in time. And just have these 3 puppies always here.
Butterball.
Butterball.
They were more around.
Oh, you're comfortable. You just sitting. I would have been fine spending the rest of the day there.
Get all that wagon.
We got to jump on a horse and carriage that took us around the whole ranch. The horses were massive. Man, that dog was chillin'. He knew he was the real star of this whole thing. After that, we said goodbye and took a long drive back into town. We hit a local grill called Sidewinders for lunch.
We ordered some French onion soup, you like it?
And an incredibly strange-looking floppy pretzel filled with pizza. It was definitely a pause, but it was delicious. Don't judge. We also ordered a chicken pot pie, which was mid at best. And we got a supreme pizza, which we both really liked. On the walk back, we snuck into an abandoned building. I'm still not sure why.
I like to do really silly stuff, but I was scared that we would get caught. We drove over to Snow King, a resort on a giant mountain that overlooked the town. It was freezing, so we went to grab a necessity, hand warmers. And Pat couldn't understand why I bought oxygen. We stopped at a restaurant called Hayden's Point for a quick snack.
The fries were terrible, and the service was even worse. Oh well.
Like this. You think it's an elevation thing? No, it couldn't be.
No, look at mine. What?
We walked up to the Cowboys Snow Coaster, a self-controlled ride on the side of the mountain. I didn't know what to expect.
Right there.
All right, you ready?
Nope.
What's gonna happen to me? Alright, so I am on a snow coaster. I don't know what to expect, but here we go. Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful nature. Come on, God. So much more to it, God. Oh, I sound like Goofy. Oh, I sound like a Goofy movie. Ain't no slow. Oh, automatic slow. That was it.
Oh my God, so fun.
That was very fun.
The coaster was awesome, but it was time for some classic fun.
Good job.
I felt like a little kid again. This is some real Calvin and Hobbes type activity, and I'm here for it.
What you about to do?
I'm about to tube.
This is a lot better than yesterday.
A lot of people are falling.
Well, it was so icy yesterday, people were actually going through that fence.
Whoa.
I'm fine. Only brush? Yeah. Of course. Nose pain, alright, no problem.
Ready?
I went so fast that I slid further than anyone else.
Hey.
If it was a race, I would have won. After going down the hill a few times, we hit King's Grill for lunch.
We ordered some Asian-inspired cheeseburgers that were surprisingly really tasty. It was getting late, so we left the mountain and headed back into town. The next day, we decided to walk around and check out the local shops in town. It was quaint.
Is it really ice? It is?
We met a snowman. He was cool. Everything closed up pretty early, so we found a late night pizza spot called Yeah Buddy Pizza, and we got some pies to go.
Early the next morning, we jumped into another shuttle that took us 2 hours outside of town.
We landed at Turpin Meadow Ranch, sitting on the edge of 2.5 million acres of pure wilderness.
Sign your waiver.
Sign my waiver. Yummy. We had a quick breakfast and headed to the cabin where you suit up. How you feeling? It is cold inside. Snowmobiling time.
And you can throw these on right over everything you got.
Oh.
And yeah, like you just throw it on right over that. You don't got to change anything.
Put the jacket on over.
You put the jacket on over. We're not doing much walking. If we start walking a lot, that means things went bad. They keep your feet very warm.
Looking cool. Let's see what you looking like. Hey. Our snowmobiles were huge, but they were so cool. Ooh, look at that boy. We're going snowmobiling.
We got a quick tutorial on how they worked, and then we peeled off. This is the best way to see the snow, in my opinion.
This is called Photo Hill because on a clear day, the tee times are right back there.
You want to hear something hilarious, Joe?
Yes.
This lady right here thought that the snow coaster would be better than this.
Hey, you didn't know.
I would like to hear it on camera if you don't mind.
Don't let him do you like that.
You know what? Go ahead and say it for the camera.
Okay,
I was right, huh?
you were right.
Yes! Oh, we never hear that.
It's on video.
We never hear that.
What?
A rare
You
sighting.
sleeping on the snow coaster.
That's like us seeing the Yeti out here.
It seemed like we were the only ones that had ever been there. What an elite experience. Hey, how you feeling out here?
It is equal parts amazing and refreshing. This air, I feel like,
Yes.
it's like the champagne of air. We went to several spots just to ride around. I didn't think it would happen, but I crashed a few times.
Wipe out! Oh no! Oh man. Patrick wiped out, but he got back on it and Farrell the Pixie. Good job, bro.
Look at this. Ooh, shoot. No wonder you went down. Woo! Come on. It's a rite of passage.
He's gonna go out there and get himself stuck real quick. Look out, there he is. He got himself stuck.
Wipeout. I like how adventurous he is, though. He's just out here getting stuck. Gotta be dug out. Yep, I'm getting it on video. Freezing cold and exhausted, we finally got back to the main cabin. Hot chocolate was waiting for us. Yummy.
We also ordered a bacon grilled cheese sandwich with hot tomato soup on the side.
Look at that. A lot of cheese. I couldn't begin to tell you how needed that was. That's a see.
We finally got back to the lodge, and I just had to jump in a hot jacuzzi. I had an unseen onlooker, though. A couple of them, actually.
Welcome.
Jacuzzis in the snow is a new fave of mine.
Just look at this view.
Look at this. Oh, look at this.
There you go. Okay. Oh, okay. Kind of juicy.
That's all you get.
For dinner, we headed to Gun Barrel, a Wild West themed restaurant with guns and game everywhere.
Nice.
We had some appetizers and various cuts of beef to be safe, but eventually we ordered some bison ravioli.
This is the second chance at bison. Big.
It's good?
Try it, it's different.
It's like hamburger helper.
It does taste like hamburger.
It's like hamburger helper.
The next day was our last morning in Jackson Hole, so we decided to walk around town again.
Where's Jesus?
Where is he?
Someone took Jesus on New Year's.
We came across a small bakery called Persephone, so we had to go in.
We had some hot apple cider and a scone. Maple pecan scone. Like it?
You know what? I do. I wonder if this would be good. Hey, good job.
Good job. Conquered.
Wyoming. Our time was up, so we headed to the airport to catch the only flight leaving Jackson Hole to go west.
Shout out to Alaskan Airlines. Let's just say there were issues.
Flight time, 4 o'clock. Current time, 7 o'clock.
No flights.
Location, same place. Shout out to Alaska Airlines. Unfortunately, we ended up here instead of home. More on that later. Until next time, y'all, keep your bags packed. All right, you guys, that was the season premiere of the winter edition of We Trippin'.
We trippin'.
We back.
We trippin'.
We back and we cold.
Freezing.
I'm actually the most excited for this season particularly.
We did a lot.
I think that this kind of shows the show like balancing out. Before it was like mainly food with a couple activities thrown in, but this season is very activity heavy, as you guys saw from the first episode.
Absolutely. And it's different than what we're used to. You know, we can go somewhere where the sun is shining and we having fun.
Right.
And we go into a bunch of events. But this one is just so different from the Southern California living life. You know, we don't usually do all the snowtivities that we did this time.
Yeah, I know that like every time I go to the snow, I end up annoying people who live in the snow and have to deal with it all the time, because being from LA, we can just go somewhere that's snowing a lot and we have fun. But if you're just used to that, everything we say is annoying. We're just like, oh, look. And people are just like, we got to deal with this every single year. I got to go to work in this. Like, but I feel like, you know, Wyoming and other episodes this season, we're just walking around, taking it in, you know, just doing photography.
And sometimes we're the only ones outside, so you know
Yeah.
we're
out of towners.
we're the travelers. Because I can't tell you how many times we walked around and there was nobody outside.
Definitely. And Jackson Hole was way more beautiful than we would have thought. One thing that I want to start doing in the beginning of these episodes is just saying why. Why did we go there? Why Jackson Hole? Because we get asked those questions when we talk to people at the airport. They're just like, where are you going? I don't know. I think that this show shines in the random areas. You know, I love going to Miami and Cabo and those hot spots, but I feel like when we go to those random corners, it's just like everything is more exciting to me, you know, because it's just like, what are people doing over here? I've never even heard of this place. What are people doing out here? And I found Jackson Hole on one of those lists that's just like amazing places to go during the winter, and it's actually quite popular, as we saw how crowded it was. And it's just like that King Summit is like a huge ski resort. People come from all around the world, and I see why. It was really beautiful.
It was really fun too. I mean, I didn't know what to expect because I didn't really know where we were going before we went. So once I found out, and we just kept going to activity after activity after activity after activity, I was like, yo, this city is quite lit.
It's way more fun that you think that it would be like a place that you don't know what to get into. It might be like everything closes early or something, but the activities were stacked. Shout out to TripAdvisor. Hopefully we could work with them at some point. TripAdvisor told me everywhere to go, and they did not disappoint. So you want to just get into it then?
Let's get into it.
All right, let's get into this food, this winter food. I'm not gonna lie, this season although we were eating and we were eating good, I like the word you used earlier. The food choices were unique. Unique, you know.
Very unique.
You go to Miami and it's a lot of exotic foods, very seasoned. When you go to places that are in the 10 degrees, 9 degrees, the food is a little different.
It is a little different, and a lot of times it's locally grown.
Mm-hmm.
So it is quite healthy for you. With less preservatives and antibiotics and stuff, but it's different.
It's different.
It's different. And we're not as adventurous when it comes to trying different foods, I don't think. But we stepped out of our comfort zone this time to do.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we?
Whew. And so you guys saw where it landed for us. But all in all, I enjoyed trying new foods as long as it's not too out there.
Right.
So trying bison and elk and
it's worth the
and
experience.
the mixture of the two.
It's worth the experience. It's not like going and trying it in LA and you're just like, why are we eating elk? It's like if you're gonna try it, this is the best version. You know,
I felt a little guilty.
Because we were like looking in the face of the animals we were eating.
As soon as we ate them, we drove down the street and saw like a herd of them.
Why don't you be guilty when you see chickens or cows? You don't be feeling guilty?
How often do you see chickens?
On the internet or in person?
No, not the internet. In person.
You just felt their soul in person. I feel like this season we were trying a lot more game. I've been hearing that a lot. Like you said, bison, elk, all that kind of stuff. This season was a little wild. This episode in particular, we had the elk meatballs, which was okay.
The bison glizzy.
The bison glizzy I did not like. That was, I mean, the presentation was wild. I don't know what a bison dog is supposed to taste like. It had the elk chili on top. We were not fans.
I did not like it. I didn't like the texture of it. I didn't like the taste of it. It was just, and it looked good too. That's the crazy part. So we were kind of excited to try it because it looked good. And then once we did, I was like, I will never try this again. And your crazy tail self.
Crazy tail.
Yes, crazy tail self gonna take a second bite.
I mean, I wanted the full experience because I was like, maybe I didn't get enough chili. Maybe I just got too much casing. I don't know how a bison glizzy is supposed to taste. And I feel like there might be some bison enthusiasts out there that are like, why would you try a glizzy the first time?
Right.
Because a lot of people were saying that the steaks and stuff was the best quality meat ever, but I just can't bring myself to get a full steak and not like it.
What if the bison glizzy is like what a salmon chopped cheese is to New Yorkers out there?
Just like
they just don't eat it.
The locals ain't with that. Like, why would you even order that? I get it. The bison ravioli was probably the best version of bison I think we tried. But even still, they were all just like for the experience, you know? But with all that new stuff, with all those honorable mentions said, what was your favorite meal in Jackson Hole?
My favorite meal in Jackson Hole, we had this pizza pretzel.
Oh, the weird looking one.
Oh my God.
The
schlong. It looked like a big
schlong.
fat intestines. Like it just
I had to break
going.
it up into pieces for sure.
But we dipped it in some marinara sauce and it was delectable.
That was really good. Sidewinders as a whole was pretty good. The pizza was good there. I'm going to have to give it it was a very small, low-key meal, but we ordered it right after snowmobiling, and I think that also added to it. It was like a bacon-infused grilled cheese sandwich with like this fluffy ciabatta bread. It was crispy too, and we were dipping it in the tomato soup, and that was right after getting out of a snowy forest. Overall, that had to be my favorite. It was so good.
It was very good. And you know, snow, when you're in the snow, you can get kind of dry. And we were dry and hungry. So just coming in to the warm atmosphere, looking out, sitting near the window, looking out at the snow, and then eating some
hearty. It was hearty.
Gooey, yes.
Hearty. By a fireplace.
It was beautiful and it was delicious. So that is definitely on my top for that.
Big vibes. And we just want to say, if you live in Jackson Hole or any of the cities that we're talking about, let us know in the comments what we missed. You know, I know there's a lot of food spots we did not get to. If you're screaming at the screen right now, like, you tried a bison glizzy, why didn't you go here? Please let us know.
Because you never know, we might come back.
We might come back.
I would.
Because that was a fun city.
It was.
And everybody was nice, but we'll get to that. All right, let's move on to the activities. This was pretty stacked.
Activities.
We did a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of did my thing with the activities. Like, we had a bet going.
We did.
You thought that the snow coaster was gonna be the most fun thing we did on the trip.
Well, you thought it wasn't gonna hit at all. You was like, oh,
But
it's
you was trying to act
boring.
like it was gonna be messing with the snowmobiling.
I thought it would be because it was really fun. How many times did we ride it?
Twice. We did ride it twice. But that's because we were just around.
We rode it twice because we really enjoyed it. And you didn't
was-
think that you would like it as much as you did.
I didn't know what it was. It sounds dangerous. But the snowmobiling, I mean, I think it was just unanimously the most fun activity. For me, probably that we did on We Trippin' thus far up until this episode, you know?
Yeah.
I think just being out there, it felt like we were by ourselves. Now, we had like some dog sleds and some other snowmobiles pass us every now and then, but the guide was so cool. The place was beautiful. The skidoos that we had, the skidoos, they were fun. I was crashing.
Yeah, you were.
I crashed a couple times.
Yeah, you did.
Crashed out.
You fell a couple times. I am a wimp when it comes to any type of like mishaps, accidents, anything like that. And I fell on my snowmobile, but I fell in slow motion.
It took so long.
And it was crazy because as I was falling, I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. I didn't even realize I was stuck when I was stuck, and then I fell over.
It takes a lot to get out. Like, you got to basically dig yourself out. You sweating even though you're freezing. It was a lot of fun. And I remember the first time I ever went snowmobiling, I was like, this is it. Because I love being out there in the snow, but skiing and snowboarding, like, it's difficult. You got to learn it. You getting beat up the whole time falling. This is just like riding a jet ski, but you get to enjoy the mountain. I feel like when I'm snowboarding, I'm concentrating so much, I don't get to enjoy. So to do it in this location, which was the most beautiful one I've ever snowmobiled in, that was magical.
They definitely had us stop at some viewpoints that were insane. They were so pretty.
I like saying that.
I'm in a tundra.
I'm in a tundra right now. That was a lot of fun. I think snowmobiling was clearly like the centerpiece of the episode. But were there any activities that pleasantly surprised you? Just some other side activities where you're just like, whoa, this was a lot cooler than I thought.
You know, I never, ever thought to dog sled.
Same.
Ever. So yeah, when I saw what we were doing and we pulled up, I was like, this is so cool. I got so excited to do it. And it really didn't let us down because once we started going, because I was a little nervous when we pulled up and I heard all of the dogs barking. I'm like, oh my God, it sounds like a pack of wild coyotes.
Wild wolves.
Right. But they were so cute too. We got to pet them. They were very sweet dogs.
Puppies.
We got to hold the puppies, and it was a beautiful experience. And I never thought about that.
Yeah, I never thought I would do it either, just because it seems like something that is almost like a little dated. Like, I didn't know people still did it. There's always the element of like, is this cruel to the dogs? You know, because you always hear about the tourist attractions like riding the elephants and then the dark stuff behind it, like how the elephants are basically in captivity and tortured. And I always thought it was kind of like mean to the dogs, but you know, going there and seeing it and actually talking to the guides and stuff, it makes a lot of sense. Like, the dogs love it.
Yeah, the dogs
really love it.
love it.
And when you really think about it, you're just like, dang, like I was even thinking about my dog at home. Like, I wish she was able to do something like this. You get like infinite areas to run around. You're exercising. You know, there's like different formations within the pack and leaders and jobs, and they're just having the time of their lives, and you'd be like, oh, are they cold? Are they being whipped? Like, no, they're definitely not being whipped. You saw in the episode, he was yelling out commands, and they were just having the time of their lives playing with each other. We even stopped so they had a bathroom break, and they were like playing in the snow doing little dog angels.
They were very
It was really
smart.
cool.
Very smart dogs too. So they just understood all the commands, and sometimes we would even have to shift our bodies too. And it was really cool just to be able to do this and interact with the dogs the way that we did. And I had a fantastic time.
Yeah. Once I was sure that the dogs were into it, I was able to get into it. And it was just like a really cool bucket list thing to do.
I also enjoyed the tubing.
Tubing was fun.
So
I
fun
wish
and
the
quick.
hill I wish the hill was a little bigger. But yeah, tubing is another one of those slept on winter activities. For
I
sure.
enjoyed it because you could just go right back up, and it's like boom, bam, and you go down so fast that your body is basically hydroplaning down the hill, and it's like
You don't think you're gonna stop.
you don't think you're gonna stop. And I know I got a little weight on me, so my momentum was like I actually went further than what they had like.
Oh yeah, the guy straight up said like, "Oh yeah, it was slippery last week, and people were going through the fence." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Bye." It's like, "Hey."
They'll do that to you, scare you right before you go down the hill.
So if you guys are living in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, again, if we missed any activities, please let us know in the comments. All right, so we got the food, we got the activities. What are some travel hacks that you learned that you want to pass along to the people?
Ooh, Lord. Okay, so I'm gonna say we were out there. It was snowing. Pack a Ziploc bag or a few Ziploc bags because your clothes are gonna get wet. And so for me, I would just zip it up and put it away. You can like hang it up and let it dry and stuff like that. But I think you kind of want to have just a separate pile. I like to take bags anyway. I haven't done it in a while, but I like to take bags anyway for dirty clothes and stuff like that. So just pack a couple of extra Ziploc bags or bags in your luggage just to separate those in case your clothes get really wet.
Okay. That's actually a really, really good one. My travel hack actually came from when we were at King Summit. You actually introduced me to these. It's these hand warmers. Now, again, this is probably very, very obvious to somebody who grew up where it's cold. This is strictly for people like us who come from a warm climate and just never really considered going on vacation in a snowy place. These hand warmers that they have are lifesavers because we found that just putting them in your gloves just puts your whole body's, heat up. Keeping them in your gloves while you're snowmobiling. I think we had them while we were in with the dog sled. I think we really had them every time we were outside. And it really just made the whole experience less intimidating. It's really hard to tell your friends, especially your black friends, like, yo, you got to do this, blah, 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 blah. It was so fun. And then you tell them, like, it was 9 degrees.
All right.
And you're like, no, I'm not doing that. And that sounds, like, so intimidating. Like, but we're not, like, Bear Grylls out there just, like, super adventurous, bleeding, just trying to have fun. That it's freezing for us, too. But the hand warmers really, really, really helped us just enjoy the activity.
For some reason, like my gloves just wasn't doing it for me. So having those hand warmers was definitely a lifesaver, and foot warmers. So that is definitely a great travel hack because you're going to need it for real.
For sure. Yeah, the hand warmers came in clutch. Speaking of coming in clutch, how was your skin tuition? Because it's been pretty much spot on all year.
I don't think there was anything that I was alarmed about. I felt very comfortable out there. We were walking at night, the people were really nice to us.
Very nice.
Like,
yep.
I had no red flags, no nothing.
And it's crazy because for me, sometimes just how a place sounds can raise some flags. And, no offense, but like Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It just, the first thing we saw when we got off the plane was like an arch of antlers. It's a big hunting town. There's a lot of places with like guns and boars and just like a lot of things you would associate with like the country or being like rural places. And that kind of like, a little alarming to me sometimes. But this was just like you said, it was surprisingly nice. Everybody was super, super cool. And maybe it's because it was so cold. You know, everybody was just like in the crib, just like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Too cold to be racist.
Yeah, they don't have the temperament. Like, the temperament is for the cold, not for us. So
No, but I mean, even so, it didn't feel that way at all. It seemed like a great vacation place. I'm not sure if it was a place that was like super popular in other seasons, because we've been to a couple places that's like, come back in summer, come back in this. But we would definitely recommend anyone to visit this spot during the winter.
it's always funny to me when we go to these places, because this happened in Jackson Hole too, when people will recognize us from the airport. So some people came up to us in Jackson Hole and was like, hey, we saw you at the airport. And I'm like, you did.
That makes sense, because think about it, at the airport they were like, black people. So like, if you saw us 4 days later, they'd be like, it wouldn't be like, is that the same? You'd be like, oh yeah, there they go, they're still alive.
But we weren't anywhere near the airport.
Right. But I mean, it's just really one of those vibes. I feel like we've been to a couple places on this show that was just like that, and it's like our first thought is like, oh, if there's no black people here, they don't like black people, and that's not necessarily the case. It's just like, oh, hey, they might be like a little fascinated, like, whoa, what's up? But yeah, we definitely didn't have any problems.
They loved us.
All right, so before we get out of here, let's just quickly address how this ended. Usually it ends in a cool little window shot of the plane. This ended at customer service.
Yeah, we couldn't even get to the plane.
Alaskan Airlines.
Oh my God.
We had a mishap. It was pretty brutal. You might have seen us post about it about a year ago. I had a whole TikTok. I was so mad. I edited. I shot and edited a video.
You did it there, didn't you?
I was so upset.
Oh my God.
They did us pretty dirty, and we did not actually get to go home.
Right.
So, you know, I don't really have a travel hack for that. Just sometimes airlines be really screwing you. But make sure you check out the We Trippin' Patreon, because we do a deep dive into what happened with that, because we had a whole layover and a whole side adventure.
And I'm a calm upset. I'm a gatherer of info upset type of person. So when I'm pissed off, I'm taking time stamps. It's tough to get me there.
It's tough to get you there, but we were
Just know I got time stamps and events in my notes section.
Yes. So, yeah, make sure you guys sign up for the Patreon, because we are going to be doing a lot of in-depth stories, stuff that we really couldn't include in the episode based on time, or just it was too wild. So go and check that out. But other than that, this has been the We Trippin' Winter Season Premiere. What are you excited about for this season? We got some cool episodes coming.
We got more Snowtivities.
Snowtivities?
So we have a few places that we went to. We got
Sun Valley, Idaho.
We got to see some Aurora.
We got Alaska.
Aurora B.
Chasing the Aurora Borealis in Fairbanks. We went to Branson, Missouri. We went to Denver, Colorado. A lot of cool stuff coming up. So make sure you guys keep tapped in with We Trippin'. I have been Patrick Cloud.
And I'm Persephone.
And we are happy to be back. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.